afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1 vs 1 owner, Vilshanka. In the east, it is VonIvan fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 2nd Armored Division versus in the west, it is Profesor. Not entirely sure this, the rumours seem to indicate is Kimbo skirting around a ban he got for doing some cheeky stuff at a tournament, like basically switching out positions with another player. I think it was something like that, or basically playing under someone else's name. Anyways, fighting here for the Oberkommando West, Professor fighting for the German Army, Deutschland. The 9th Panther Division, here with Spec Ops, Infantry, Anti-Tank, and Tank Bulletins versus VonIvan's Mechanized with Triple Infantry. We get a rifle start, dart truck start here up for VonIvan. Certainly been some time since we've seen any sort of serious mechanized plays here, so always nice to see those. We got Sturmpanzers, we're going straight for the southern field point. Rearson's going to get in the way, but against the Sturmpanzers, they're more of a speed bump than an actual obstacle. And even then, it's not exactly like a big speed bump. It's like, you know, one like, oh, did we hit someone's dog or something? More of a speed bump than an actual speed bump. And we start tracking northward, so we'll see if VonIvan decides to deal with that. I mean, he could sort of just wait until he can sort of launch a more solid counterattack, push him away from there, because he's just trying to go nuts and just rush in hard. But he's heading northwards to the one rifle squad. Meanwhile, the rest of El Profesor's forces are more focused in the northeast. The Sturmpanzers are basically disrupting VonIvan's early game, which is definitely sort of a way to use them. It's not the most common way of using them. I kind of feel like that's how the Sturmpanzers are designed to be used, disruptively in the early game. But here is El Profesor use them disruptively and then use the forces to seize other territory. Very good play there. Darts right there waiting for the rifle to pop in, and then of course someone to hide underneath the hood of the car while playing a banjo. Well, sadly, they never added the banjo music. Based on the ground, the northern point, rifle versus Fultz up close. The rifle should have a good chance here as the Fultz going to be. So the light cover here might help out just a bit. South, we got the Dutch coming in. The Sturmpanzer around the house. He's still going to seize the point. Is the Sturmpanzers won't be able to do a ton of damage at that range, but still against the dart truck, they might slightly do something. Up north, versus Fultz going to see. And maybe we'll see some more rifles soon for VonIvan. Or he could go for the cavalry rifleman, but there you go, more rifle. No, cancels them. Tech instead here for VonIvan. It's going to be the platoon command post for the lieutenant. El Profesor hunting Sturmpanzers there. VonIvan, like you notice they're there, but the question is, of course, does he know they keep thinking? Well, they are. No, definitely knows they're still there. So one officer's going to try and drive there, but the problem is he's just going to pop into the house, which of course is going to be very difficult for him to deal with it. So another option for now is just to draw away, and then as soon as he goes for it, then rush in with a dart, try and push them back. And I think that's got a lot to do here. Troops reinforcing. We got another full squad on the way there for El Profesor, and there you go. VonIvan's going to rush down straight there and try and catch a Sturmpanzer falling in into the house. Though we probably would benefit from some more firepower here. 50 cal on top here would help a lot, but say cavalry rifle on the side, the truck would also help a bunch. Northern Nick point 2 level El Profesor on the 9th Panzer Division. Both full squads are heading for the Coh2 on there. VonIvan going to dig in. It's going to be difficult for VonIvan to deal with that, and there you go. He does successfully catch a Sturmpanzer. He's going to rush them. El Professor going for Mechanized Regiment with Spec Ops. I'm definitely expecting a Mechanized Regiment, and then looks Puma into the Command Panther. Then what he does, of course, is going to be a bit harder there to say, but because they're catching the dart truck, there he goes to the Coh point, basically trying to change how that is played out instead of just constantly trying to play around his own. Coh point's going to try and force El Professor to have to worry about his own. That's definitely one way of changing the pace of the match. Then we got Cavalry Riflemen also running here for VonIvan, having lost the Reason squad. Immediately up going there with a pair of Thompson submachine guns for increased firepower. Got the Coh point, moving the dart truck on there. So again, VonIvan basically just switching out the tempo here, and that's definitely, I think, working out there for VonIvan quite nicely. All of a sudden, it's El Professor also losing fuel, and he's going to have to move forces towards his own territory, in fact, close to his own base to deal with this. We got Riflemen retreating as they get hit a bit too much. We still should be able to get the northern fuel there wrapped into neutral and then pull away. Got the Cav Rifle charging in just to be further disruptive. Got this on the field, though he needs to get the Coh point back, and there you go. Cav Rifle going for the Sturmpioneer, and they actually moved, giving the Cav Rifle more time to close in there with his submachine guns and host down the Sturmpanzers. Well, he probably should have gotten a bit closer here to do more effective damage, but there you go. Still, he bought himself some extra time, just denying El Professor the resources, and there you go. Mechanized Regiment indeed. We got the Mechanized Platoon Command Post out the front. He's going to probably try and get out of Stuart fast as possible to fight the Lux and Puma. Well, it's only going to the Lux is really going to fight, since the Puma is very much better than the Stuart. Doctor has to get out of there. Back here, troops reinforcing that cavalry rifle squad there with its Thompsons and its M3 grease guns, which is actually an attempt to make a submachine gun that was cheaper and lighter to make than the Thompson submachine gun, which was quite expensive for a submachine gun, but also quite heavy. And the grease gun sort of fulfilled most of those prerequisites. Okay, we actually get the M20 out for now, and that's an interesting choice. I mean, he should be expecting mechanized, but he might be thinking it's not going to happen. It's either that he's hoping he can actually lay down enough mines where the M20 can sort of destroy the looks or Puma over that. I mean, that's an interesting choice there for VonIvan. That is his plan. Definitely not what you normally, I think, see in this sort of development here, but here we are with VonIvan. Rather than getting swarmed by a horde of soldiers there from El Profesor and the German army. Hopefully they're pursuing the riflemen. Close game, then we're not quite moving out there. We got the dark truck there, filled with the cavalry riflemen. There, go straight into the Panther. Still, of course, immediately telling VonIvan, no matter what, his opponent's got a truck upgraded. So if there's any doubt from VonIvan before that, he knows. Close to getting hosed down. We got the M20 moving in here, certainly telling El Profesor that he doesn't have to worry about a Stuart. Of course, the question is, what then does he have to expect? And we got the looks on the way there for El Profesor and the 9th Panther to be short. Cavalry there gaining veterans 1-3 kills there, certainly killing some of those German infantrymen. Of course, got the M20 providing fire support as well here, very good, troop reinforcing. Cavalry falling back here. Carve point hit again there. El Profesor is definitely doing a very consistent job. They're constantly harassing and cutting off on our fuel point, just looking to constantly disrupt his fuel supply there and ensure he can sort of get any advantage he can there. So thumbs up there to El Profesor. I mean, he's certainly very driven, effective play that way. Trent got Panther fast there, poked his nose a bit too far ahead. Dark truck good to go as well, and Trent is going to need some repairs. We'll obviously again if he tries to lay down any mines with it though. Because otherwise, VonIvan has very few ways of sort of directly countering a looks. I mean, he can sort of hope to hit it with bazookas and stuff, but he will be a bit short-handed otherwise in the shooting up German vehicles department. And there you go. Looks like the Aufklärungsplans out here for El Profesor and the 9th Panzer to be short. Vulture 2 and Pioneers are working together against Rifle. Got grenades off there. Pushing the Rifle now. We got the looks joining in here. How will VonIvan respond to this threat? We got mines. We got mines. Pretty bold timing here, considering the looks easy to charge it and see it. But if it doesn't, got maybe baited into it. I would say the positioning for it is a bit suspect. I mean, most, I think, light vehicles won't push that far ahead, but obviously if it works, it works. And if it does work, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Looks like Norfolk here we got the Fulton holding up in the church here as infantry from VonIvan moves ahead. Straight to the line of fire before so quick begins holding the arm. We got the dark truck, we got the M20 moving in nearby. Push to the centre and the south here by El Profesor. Problem from the south here. And we got the Stuart launching on here for VonIvan to sort of help put more pressure on the looks. Though of course that is going to draw out a Puma. So we'll have to see how VonIvan responds to that. Will be seeing any more mines here from VonIvan. There you go, engaged in the centre. We got Fulton there, plenty versus American infantry. Got the M20, of course, got the looks of him binding away. Stuart's halfway down there for VonIvan. So it looks like he might have lost the rifle squad at some point. Got the M20 moving close up. We got the dark truck moving as well there. And we got the Puma there for Professor. Stuart almost done here though for VonIvan and the 2nd Armoured Division. Dark truck there taking several impactful hits there from the looks, tearing huge chunks of the armour off. Well, not much armour on the dark truck technically. But there you go, Stuart out here for VonIvan. The M5A1. Looks flying away there, and we got Stuart out closer, getting good hit on the Fulton on the second nap. In fact, with that one hit. And that's going to force El Profesor to be a bit more careful with his looks until the Puma arrives, which he does right now. So obviously doesn't have to be too worried about the Stuart. There you go. Shoot in the south. Puma there going straight for the Stuart. He's going to have to get that one out fast. Looks moving in as well to put more pressure on the Stuart light tank. We got no further mines here from Fernando. Quickly pops up the crew to run into tank position there. He needs an ambulance out, and he does have it, but it's moved a bit too far. It's just around there. Dart checking south. It's got the lieutenant with bazooka in it, forming up a slightly improvised anti-tank team. MU-34 on the way there for El Profesor and the 9th Panther Division in terms of victory points. Slight lead here to El Profesor for now, and otherwise he's been able to stabilise nicely here versus the Germans. Despite, I would say, some very aggressive and disruptive plays there by El Profesor. His forces heading southwards there. North, we got looks versus the cavalry riflemen, closing in Veteran 2. Stuart good to go. Back there, nothing further happening. There you go, big push into the north. A bold push. There you go, directed here from the Puma on the Stuart. Stuart returns the favour. They're not quite as impactful. We've got the Dart truck moving up then, trying to get him pummeled. Could like lose it here, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care, it seems. Good hit than it looks, but not enough. There we go, blitzkrieg maneuver with the Dart truck. M20 goes down, Bazooka flies and misses. Almost going to lose that Dart truck there. He pops up. The lieutenant pops into the church there. Needs to get the... Oh, he's charging the Stuart as well here. A bold dash assault there, but VonIvan just looking to take them on. There he does get the looks. He does get the looks. Though he does lose an M20, the vehicle crew, and a Dart truck in the process. Bit expensive assault there by VonIvan just to take out a single looks. Quite expensive indeed. I mean, in terms of fuel, it does cost less, but manpower-wise, that's a bit of a tall order. But there you go. He's calling in more cavalry riflemen now, more assault troops here to push back against our Profesor. Then the south ground, the fuel pond there, heading for the northern fuel pond and the coal pond as well. They're good push there for now, but he's taking advantage of the fact that he's broken our Profesor's front line and just tries to sort of push it back as fast as possible. And that way, he's sort of slowed down Professor's resource income. So thumbs up this for now. At times you'll see players win a bit engagement, but then they don't follow up on and just do nothing. That was in fact a quite common issue during World War II with the Western Allies against the Germans in many cases. That stumble upon a weak spot or make a successful push and break the German line, but then they never exploited it. Repeatedly, much to the surprise of the German army, was like, why aren't you utterly punishing us for this? And, there's obviously no response. So good work there with VonIvan, good work. Troops healing, reinforcing, heading for the southern victory point and the southern field there. Stuart light tank there with 3 kills, Veteran 2. Puma with 1 kill and halfway to Veteran 2. Sturm Pioneer floating head undercover the MU-34. Loading 2 machine guns out here for El Profesor to further control VonIvan's infantry. Thumbs up there. Meanwhile, VonIvan is lacking in machine guns, so that will try and control El Profesor and his merry band of men. And the movements. We do have weapon racks out for VonIvan. A couple of BARs up on the rifleman. El Profesor when he gets to hit that car point again, mine spot, and there he goes, popping a grenade assault to start shooting. He really wants that mine gone. He knows what that mine could do to him. And he'd rather spend a lot of munitions than anything else just to make sure that mine does not see disable a command Panther or anything else. And certainly with a command Panther, I'd say that'd be huge for VonIvan. That'd be massive, since that command Panther, while would not be dead, will likely soon be dead as it couldn't get out of place. And that would be an easy target for all of VonIvan's tank weapons. By the way, they're going for the 50 caliber machine gun now, very good. Rifling northwards there, oh, the cavalry rifleman. Victory points wise, it's 451 versus 312. El Profesor is building up the city against VonIvan and the second armoured. Single kills, the halfway to it into 1. Machine gun defending the centre victory point, very good. And south, we've got a machine gun there as well. Northern victory point is open, though we do have some footage inside the church there. 300, in fact, less than 300 points left for VonIvan. Will he soon be taking up? What will VonIvan do to try and turn this around? What will his attempt be? As for Professor, at this stage, he does seem like he's just on for the command Panther, which could give VonIvan maybe more time to recover and do something. And there you go. Huge fuel drop there for VonIvan. That is indeed the tank command post there being activated. The Major is on the move. cav riflemen being slowly shot out. Got the student moving in, getting the folks from the south. Puma was in there straight for the steel light tank, shoots and misses. Puma landing a nice hit, or taking a nice hit from the bazooka. Again, over there starting to move and got the MD-54 covering it up. Again, good use of the machine guns. FL Professor manages out in such ways to sort of cover very nice critical areas, but also, you know, the area surrounding them. And there you go, Grenadier assaulted to flash out the cav riflemen. They do charge, but they're outnumbered and they're low on health, so there's not really going to be able to do much. In the south here, another push with the fuel point there, most likely from El Profesor. MD-54 on the south here, and we got here the major out for VonIvan. Still some time before calling any tanks, but if you can at least maintain decent fuel cohesion, it should not be impossible. Puma keeps sort of snapping away there. Big assault for the north, we got the Bash running for more firepower here. With the cav rifle, of course, able to sweep up anyone up close. Big skirmish to the south here, and El Profesor's forced away machine there to quickly sort of counter any attacks there. If VonIvan isn't ready. Puma, they're doing its best part here for the fatherland, blasting away walls, and hopefully any Americans that might be hiding behind those walls. They're so far less than a great deal of success with that. Quick popping smokes in there, rifle suppressed it, but they still managed to get off the anti-tank rifle unit, which Simon managed to find its way through the smoke and hit the Puma. Stuart, the moving impact up the lieutenant. 5th coming in, so we've got a Kedna after being spotted in front of the 5th Cav up VonIvan. Well, I mean, El Professor very wisely hits the retreat key and just gets the devil out of there. There we go. Double bazookas behind the lieutenant, takes out the Puma, leaving it a smouldering wreck, though El Professor is now very close to the command Panther. He's got the command points, he's got the manpower, he just needs the fuel. And for now, he's going to need someone to take one. So there you go, he might get the machine gun here. No. Oh, close one there for VonIvan. Lucky one for old Professor. The south machine gun there. And he doesn't have the mission, I would say you could call in until it's cleared out, but he could also flank with the steward here from the north. Going from the centre and just force it away that way. Cavalry rifleman here versus Sturmpanies and advancing horde of German infantry from the south. Stuart, they're pushing back the machine in the south as well. Very good. Back here, troops reinforcing. Bars and bazookas are planted there for VonIvan's men. And the 5th Cavalry car in the centre. They could try and grab the centre victory point. He's down to 258 versus his opponent's 451. Securing themselves some more victory points going in that regard. Be a very good idea. More support up north here to grab the fuel point away here from El Professor as he's focusing most of his attention there, though he's still deploying force in the south. We've got a 2nd, 5th Cavalry down south there. Very good. And there you go with the Professor bunching up his troops like that. Theoretically, if he had precision machine gun like that, he could deal with it. But he's pushed it out in the open, which is less than optimal against a huge horde of infantry. VonIvan is getting close to calling tanks, but El Professor here at the 18-minute mark calls in the mighty Befehl's Panther, which is only going to give VonIvan a bit of a hard time. Of course, it's not going to be impossible, but it is going to be a bit tough there, though he can soon go for a Sherman himself, in which case a 76 month Sherman, maybe with the 8 rounds, can put a bit of pressure on the Panther. Though he should still be supporting it with infantry. And of course, so should El Professor support his Panther. And so far, though he is, that is worth noting, he is not upgrading a lot of his infantry with any assault rifles there, which does stand out a bit. Till if I called in the machine gun and Panther position. Right in the south there, bit better than there for VonIvan. Continuing up against the MD-34. On north here we got the Cav Rifle 95 from the Panther. They are vectors of 2, by the way. We got 422 versus 252. VonIvan is starting to slowly bleed out El Professor's lead, but it is happening very slowly, and it's likely to reverse again. And there we go, we got the M36 Jackson tanks right there for VonIvan. Also a good choice, certainly as the Command Panther in particular. Not a bad choice at all, and probably the one I should have been expecting at first, but you know, I do like to see something besides that, like say the 76mm Sherman. Now the question, of course, is what does El Professor do next? keep relying on the Strap or the Mechanized regiment. They need to try and go for the Strap Panther quarters and bring out some stuff from that against VonIvan. VonIvan's Jackson is halfway done. Major here has the full extended force. 50 Cav coming to deal with that though. And El Profesor's bring up a third MG34. That is definitely something that stands out in my optics. Not something you see every day. Alright, he's going for 4. Guess he's having a bit of fun there, I guess. Perhaps he's feeling like he's already won this, which might be a bit filled with hubris. We'll have to see. Either way, though, I mean, 4 machine guns is going to make it hard there for VonIvan to use his infantry effectively and freely. But if VonIvan makes the right choices, he can counter it. So it could be a bit tricky for VonIvan to deal with. Major of North being suppressed and murdered, and he's using the Northern Victory, pointing further northwards over the rifleman. Jackson then taking damage, firing at the Command Panther. In the south, we've got troops holding up there. Folks are being suppressed, and machine gun there wiped out. Troops being murdered. And pinned down, troops routed. Another push for the cop on the field pony again. El Profesor beginning to handle his machine guns a lot more aggressively now versus VonIvan. That he's got so many, he probably feels like he can spare any of them. He loses them. And he's just putting VonIvan under a lot of pressure. He's trying to just contend with all the stuff here that El Profesor's on the field right now versus him. He's going for another machine gun. Alright, 5 MG34s. That is very atypical, very atypical. Seems a bit excessive, to be honest. But I suppose in theory, if you can handle managing that many MG34s, you could probably pull it off, but it's not going to be without its risks, and I do feel like you have a good chance of losing any one of them at any time. But yeah, 5 MG34s. Captain on the way for VonIvan, so he's probably realising he's not going to go for any additional armor anytime soon, so he's going to backtake for the Captain, some anti-tank guns. Possibly also pack houses to help deal with some of all these MG34s that El Profesor's bringing to the field. Panther again, he mentions one, very good. 50 cover about to go up right here by the southern field. We've got riflemen up there with that grenades to do like an easy way of flushing them out. 115 that's on 75. Folks in the south routed by the riflemen. Their double bars proving to be a bit too much there for the full scummies to hold off against. And there you go, El Capitan out for VonIvan. Immediately ending the BAR. Let's see what follows next. But again, I'm expecting anti-tank guns, but he could also try and go for pack howitzers. Bit of quiet here. Most of the map is under control of El Profesor and the 9th Panzer Division. Seizing the point here, seizing the points here, recapturing the fuel once more. Big southern push I think could possibly be a good push there for VonIvan. I suppose northern push. Center push I think would not be wildly productive at the moment, due to that's where most of El Profesor's forces are centered, particularly with some machine guns coming in that area. Lost the Command Panther. It does seem like VonIvan is going to commit to a center assault, and it's like again not too well there. It's going to be encountering a well dug in opponent. We got a light counter in the south here though against VonIvan here by Professor bringing up a machine gun, lacking grenades against, got no easy way of flashing this out. Going for my rifle in the south, pulling up behind heavy cover. They quite don't make it in time. Try on the way there for El Profesor. Could be a battle group headquarters, could be a Schwer Panther headquarters. It is worth noting he has not upgraded anything else except for a mechanized regiment. Panther and Jackson taking destroy Panther falling up here, Fulton being shot up close. Taking heavy damage from nothing too crucial either. There you go, Bazooka found the command Panther. In the south, fighting for the fuel point continues there as El Profesor's routed for now force, they're leaving only the steward and maybe now lieutenant to sort of defend it. We are at 415 versus 142. But now needs to do something drastic about the victory point situation. It could end up in a very, very uncomfortable position. Troops are hitting reinforcing. Straight to the MU-34 here. Kedman Efforts forces moving in. Command Panther snapping away 10 kills, halfway to Veteran 2, 5th cover opening up in return. Obviously not really going to make much of a Command Panther impact there. Direct hit from the Kedman from the sort of light tank. Jackson opens up, shoots, hits the wall, but does no damage to it really. Packard and weather for now is going to be used that to blast through the support weapons and the infantry. Certainly a strong asset against this kind of force composition that El Profesor has, and also on a small map like this, where the Packard is not going to have too much marching around there to be able to cover a fat chunk of the map. So a strong choice there for now, though he will probably end up with 2. He could also go for mortars, but the Packard does in this regard possess a bit more range and lethality. I do feel like the pair of mortars could also work out nicely for VonIvan. I'll wait, Packard are there for VonIvan.
We're losing a capture point.
Fifth cover there's MU-54 up north, Fulton in there as well. Quick plant hand grenade there. There you go, Packard in there for now, in the position, the machine gun position there, getting hammered by the 75mm high closer shells. Panther opening up the in from the north. There you go, routed from the house, low on health, now machine gun covering the area nearby, and we got the Professor going from the other truck. We have the Schwerpunted quarters up, so that's likely with the Battlefield headquarters. He can't go for the King Tigers. The question is what El Professor's planning for now, and there's pushing hard back here. Big push in the north field, a lot of infantry versus from El Professor also extending the lines, just a few Fulton Grenadiers without sufficient support here. Puts on the Stuart there, I think, to make better progress versus El Professor. Fighting for the centre here. Stuart hanging back here for VonIvan and the 2nd Armoured. Northern Assault continues. We've got the MU-54 there blasting away. Stuart support would be great. We're getting the Packard at the spots would be great. And there we go, we do get it, we do get it. Captain pinned down, need to retreat soon. 74 points left for VonIvan. Things are starting to look, you know, in need of a really big kick there to El Professor's bum if VonIvan wants to have a chance of being remotely winning. Church are routed. 66 versus the 415 of El Profesor. Packard firing away. Missing. Jackson shoots and misses as well. Sort in the centre continues. We've got the student moving in here as well. Charging forwards. Straight for the MU-34, Veteran 3, and does rout it. 5th Cup running fast well versus all of the El Profesor stuff. There's another machine gun. VonIvan also has 2 machine guns coming in the centre. Packard is going to think crucial there to sort of blast past through El Profesor stuff. Still with the machine guns being bunched up this close, Packard's barracks there could do a lot of good work for VonIvan. There we go, double in the armor piercing rounds, and I think he timed them at the same time. There's a good work as well. Certainly hoses through a lot of VonIvan stuff there and forces a complete rout. North Panther charging in there against VonIvan's forces there.
Consolidate our forces. We're left with 50 points.
Troop shooting enforcing. Cavalry Rifleman, Captain, Lieutenant, all charging forward. We got grenades off of VonIvan. We got smoke screens. Thumbs up. Grenades, I think they're going to prove crucial. They can also begin going for Shermans. Jacking up with the Command Panther up north. Veteran 2 on the Command Panther already. Shoots and added. That's going to make it a bit tougher customer there for him to deal with. We've got smoke down as well to cover against machine gun there. Stuart moving in, pushing away here. El Profesor's MU-34. Could end up losing as it automatically sets up here, which is a bit of a nasty thing they added at some point years ago. Which certainly how about VonIvan could get rid of the machine gun one way or the other. Ooh, anti-tank charge and the command Panther pulls away from the infantry, realizes it's actually too close there, takes some nasty damage the engine. That'll give VonIvan then more chance to deal with it, but also just isolate the command Panther and the rest of his forces, making those also easy to deal with when they're not supported by a tank like the command Panther. Need to be careful of all that bunch of infantry, and only makes the pack cards a lot more lethal. Still looking at the troops in the south. 17 kills. Troops are reinforcing. He's suddenly got the fuel for a tank now. He just needs the manpower. More in the operations for Profesor. Very good. Consistent usage of it. Use that on another machine as well. There you go. Grenade off. Oh, direct wipe here on El Profesor and the German army. But he still has 5 MG-34s and turns from map control. It's certainly showing, but again, with more smoke and all that there, phenomenal chance of dealing with all those machine guns certainly increases. 42 versus 403. We got the Steward charging in the south here. Apparently, the Professor has been reinforced by a Fortress machine gun battalion, or Festum's machine gun battalion, which is sort of defensive formation just made up, usually of older machine guns and stuff like the MG-0815, that is World War I vintage machine guns. So a little fun fact there. And the 10th SS was actually, in several cases, reinforced by such a battalion. Jackson up on the Panther. Venture 2 again on the Jackson. Very good. Stewart sitting right in the south. Could flank the machine and deal with it. VonIvan needs this resource for a tank now. He wants it. Goes to push away the machine gun there. Professor is starting to run out of infantry to attack with, which could be a bit dangerous. I mean, the machine guns are great for holding ground, supporting attacks, but they're not exactly assault troops themselves. Directed here by the command Panther. Another Jackson for I'm saying that's going to be great versus all the command Panthers, but a regular tank will help versus all the infantry support weapons. But still, double Jackson, not bad at all. There's a reason why so many American players can go for it when they can. We'll have to see what else Professor goes for next. Yak Panther could be a good choice. Another Panther could also work out as well. A few Orbison I think would also be a very good addition here for El Professor. Big flank from the north. I'm still surprised El Professor's not upgrading any of his float gunners with assault rifles. Is it a case similar with the British where they just feel like they don't need it because the basic unit is just so strong? I don't know. There you go, Branham gun off. Pack out there with 4 kills, close to veteran to 2. Steward hunting about in the south and supporting element. And second Jackson about ready there for VonIvan. Professor's definitely got the fuel for a second Panther, but he just needs the manpower. That is what he's planning. In fact, he just needs the manpower for whatever he is planning, which again could be a Yak Panther, Panther 4, or another Panther. Command Panther moving up here, 11 kills still. Steward easily avoids the shot here. Party taking advantage of this suppressor fire on the camera to charge forward there. Veteran is free, need to retreat them sooner since there's more troops moving. Got grenades off there. Jackson's getting the command Panther here. Stand off in the center. We got the machine gun abandoned. He's lost 1 MG so far here, Mr. El Professor. Pack cards, as I say, is definitely going to be quite helpful here for VonIvan. North camera from the Captain as the Volksgrenadier pack out far up and they're approaching back the Volksgrenadier. VonIvan's also seemingly staging a nice comeback here versus El Professor. Probably lose again. I think El Professor went for too many MG-34s. I mean, it looks cool, but you know, it's still 5 MG-34s, which might be seen as a bit excessive in most cases. So firing down here, Academy repositioning. Steward hoping to kill some forces there, but so far it's mostly hitting the wall in front of it. And there you go. Wall in the end crumbles, and there you go. The forces then begin falling after that. And there you go, another kill there. 19 kills on the Steward light tank. More cover crumbling here as the German find themselves quite exposed out in the open. Another kill, 20. We got the Jackson moving up, or dealing with the advancing Panther there. Forces are finally right in the center. Looks like El Professor might be planning here for the Panther since he's got the resources for anything else. except for the Panther, which needs a bit more manpower than we currently has access to. Jackson there is engaging the Command Panther once more, doing heavy damage to it, and that's going to force Professor to pull it back for the time being. Another machine in the south, and another machine gun further west as well there. So a lot of machine guns kind of on the victory point there. VonIvan there wants it, no matter the cost, and is willing to pop smoke and then charge in the Steward. Instantly on pivot being popped there, I think on both. Ultra from the north, but yeah, he's going to have to fall back with those machine guns. Almost losing his veteran. He fired at his ace MG34 crew here. Full moving in there, right in front of everything. Got the grenadiers sold off here, they're a bit late. Does a bit of damage, gets some kills in, but the machine gun is going to have to retreat nonetheless. It is simply seeing too much damage, too many casualties pile up. And he's going to lose it here, I think. Yep, wiped down to just 3 machine guns. One there still abandoned in the midst of no man's lands. 42 versus 271. Up north here we got the captain routed by the Flux Grenadiers.
The capture point is under attack.
Too many troops right now to be able to get anything. If you could, I mean, just pop out all the Jacksons and the Steward and then call in more armor if you wanted to. You can use the captain to supervise that to make it happen faster, so he doesn't have to keep them out for that long. There we go, double Jackson can hit the Command Panther. Doing quite a bit of damage there, down to less than half health. Close to 3 than that Command Panther, which is great for El Profesor. Close weapon on the northern fortress there. El Profesor beginning to take heavy casualties. There we go. We do get the Panther out there for El Profesor. Panzer Kampfwagen 5. That's going to be quite the sizable armoured force here for El Profesor. It's using the southern field point there. Or at least the victory point there. We got cavalry rifle charging, and then we got 233 versus 42. Angel for also backing up there. 7 kills in that machine crew. And there you go. Landhand Granada, we got the cavalry push back the machine gun there. Still, El Profesor is struggling to make any further progress versus VonIvan, who's popped out all of his crews to repair them. Except for the Steward, he could now try and go for some more armor while he also has resources for it, and his tanks of course are being repaired with tank destroyers. Machine gun there getting back to against the advancing American troops, got grenades being exchanged here. Overall, it seems like it's over El Profesor's time to just be on the defensive versus VonIvan. And he is certainly on the defensive here. Make no mistake. Telephone landing close to the MD-34. Panther's heading out there for El Profesor, and Deutschland straight into the Jackson there though. Ace level by the way, that is really bad news for any armor. Command Panther moving in there as well to back up. Shoots and kills a machine gunner, but nothing. There you go, the Jacksons just keep pumping away. There you go, damaged engine on El Profesor's Command Panther. He needs some support with, and I think he needs to try and attack from another angle rather than straight at VonIvan here. Again with the ready veteran folks getting hosed down. Then we got the M4 trying to suppress it. VonIvan's troops. We got smoke and damage to negate the effectiveness of the machine gun. Good play there with VonIvan, good use of smoke. Jackson now trying out there. We got veteran 3 on the Command Panther. Command Panther down to half health already. Telephone there on the MG-34.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
Machine gun almost being wiped out. Rifle murdered. 141 versus 42. VonIvan has down each. I would say quite an effective comeback here versus El Profesor. Despite El Profesor's best attempt to lock down most of the map there with a lot of MD-34s, he might have committed to, you know, 1 or 2 too many when it probably could have done with some more elite infantry instead.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Fire up in the center, we gotta push it for the south. Packard joining in the front. Smoke screens off here, Panther moving head here for El Profesor. Again, straight head on, without any smoke screens there. Right into the double Jacksons is a really bad path to attack there for El Profesor. That could definitely, I think, been executed a bit more smoothly with a proper flank, or at least some smoke streams from, say, a light infantry gun. Say it though, El Profesor just drove it straight ahead. Not particularly great. There we go. Now it's the Command Panther doing the same thing here, right into the double Jacksons again, and the bazookas, and all of the anti-tank rifle grenades. Just not particularly effective there. Certainly seems like El Profesor has run out of ideas how to deal with his opponent after the initial successes. Command Panther's barely alive. It's also close to Veteran 4, but it's taking heavy damage here from the double Jackson. And the Ace Jackson is going to be a problem, but now the other one is also halfway towards the Ace level as well. That's going to be an absolutely nightmare for El Professor to deal with. And now we got Scots here for VonIvan. No Shermans. In fact, not really much of the doctrine except the Dart Truck and the Cavalry Rifleman. Nothing else really. Fixing up the Command Panther, close to Veteran 4 there. Scott almost done. Troops being suppressed here. And a Panther 4 for El Professor. Entering close at this stage. MD-34, they're gaining actually just constantly blasting at the advancing Allied infantry, but is it enough? Is it sufficient? Folks in the tank from the south against the infantry machine being blasted heavily by Packard to fire. McKenna about to get cleared out. McKenna for the hand of Stewart. Stewart taking some nasty hits here. Troops running through here. Bit of a bloody melee between the two sides. It's one it seems like Fernand is definitely ahead of him. As El Professor again just lacks assault infantry increasingly. And Fernand's has got plenty of infantry with assault elements. Grenades here, and of course artillery there against the MD-34, and that also increases Fernand's chances. Of course, El Professor is notably lacking in artillery as well. MD-34, that's going to wiped out. Machine car on the southern rig to Pompey's grabbing that one, got 27 versus 112. Handling for here, we got Stewart slowing it down there, allowing the Jacks to catch up and then destroy, at least push it, do some heavy damage to it. Flip cover there, ace level, doing heavy damage to the Fulton is there. Command Panther very close to 24, but again it is taking heavy fire. There you go, Panther flanking in, but quite enough there. Should have been working with the Command Panther better there, I think. Panther moving in. Good hits in the Jackson tank destroyer. Veteran 4 there on the Command Panther, increasing the rate of fire of any armor near it, which is great there for Professor. Particularly done that sooner, but a well Command Panther charging in there. We got 92, and the Command Panther goes down. A significant blow there to help Professor, and the 9th Panther Division. Panther's about to go down. Panther taking air fire from the Super, and with that, GG, game over. A loss here for the German army, a victory for VonIvan, a brutal fight here on Vilshanka with El Professor looking strong at quite some time there, but struggling a bit to do with something in this late game. Ended up committing heavy machines. I think again getting a bunch of them can be nice, but I feel like 4 or 5 was a bit too many, and he should at least try getting out some elite infantry that program, so with the more offensive elements. As the problem is, once then hit a certain point there in terms of like infantry quality, just fell behind because he was largely relying on full grenadiers with nothing heavier than that. So well played there for VonIvan. Well played by the Professor, but in the end, better played by VonIvan. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something phenomenal. If you subscribe, like, share, comment on this, tell friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. Also, my apologies if it looks a bit poor quality initially, since I basically had to spend most of the day at the hospital yesterday, so normally I like doing an episode the day before. I wasn't able to do it there. So, my apologies. As for what happened at the hospital, well, tests were largely fine. Just turns out small, so the people taking the test may feel ill. In my case, I passed out while on the exercise bike and crashed my head into a radiator part that I couldn't feel that and still can't. So anyways, I'll be off for now, but of course back tomorrow with another exciting video. So hope you're all there. This is Imperial signing off, and cheers everyone. You all are a wonderful audience. Bye.